Hi, everybody, and welcome to City Beat. I'm your host, Nancy Byrne.
And I'm Crystal Allen, and don't you love the sound of that? Your host, Nancy Byrne, because she's back.
I am back. Thank you for holding down the fort.
My
And
pleasure.
also, thank you for those of you who watch us regularly or watch us on YouTube. You know, I've been on medical leave, and Crystal has been just fabulous in helping me share that cancer journey with the rest of you.
Well,
so thank you.
It was my absolute honor. You know, we love you and adore you, and we know that you're going to help so many people by sharing your story.
I hope so. That is my sole purpose in
know,
doing it.
We
So,
know,
yeah.
very selfless, but very much appreciated. You're going to help a lot of people.
Well, thank you for that, and thank you for watching. And also, I just want to mention that my first day back, I pulled into the parking lot behind the studio. I saw these cars. I came inside. There's all these people, and I thought, isn't that nice? They are welcoming me back with a huge party. And then I realized they were here for this guy. This guy.
This is Winston, the impersonating turtle, of course. The sidekick of one Terry Fader.
Right.
A comedian, ventriloquist, singer. He's incredible.
And Crystal had a very special interview with him and the turtle because he's moving his show from the Strip to the city.
That's right. He's in the city limits at the Strat Hotel and Casino. It's called Terry Fader, 100 Voices, 1,000 Laughs. And yeah, he's definitely going to bring it to the stage, as he's done for many, many years. And he was American Got Talent, a winner of America's Got Talent.
That's right.
Yep.
Let's take a look.
He is a triple threat of fame: singer, ventriloquist, and comedian. This titan of talent headlined a record-breaking show on the Las Vegas Strip for 15 years. Now he's debuting an all-new show on a new stage at the Strat Hotel and Casino. We are elated to welcome Terry Fader to Channel 2. Terry, what a pleasure it is to have you.
Thank you so much. We're having so much fun.
Yeah, Titan of Talent.
That's right. Listen,
Terry could have written that himself.
I'm telling you, but we have to do a proper introduction for one Mr. Winston, the
Yeah,
impersonating
it should have been
turtle, too.
Turtle of Talent.
That would have been a better way to introduce us.
Hey, listen, just saying, he helped propel you to stardom. Just saying.
Yes, I did. Let's just say he would not have won America's Got Talent had the turtle not been with him.
That's true.
Winston, who's telling everybody that pond life is the best life, right?
Yes, pond life is the best life. And you know,
In fact, I tried to live at the Bellagio fountain, but they have a no turtle policy
Oh, shame on them. They didn't
see,
know
look
they
at that. He wanted to live, but now, see, it's a good thing you don't, because now you're at the Strat.
there. Yeah.
Even better. Now you're running things over at the Strat and have this fabulous new show.
Yeah.
It's Terry Fader, 100 Voices and 1,000 Laughs.
Yes, 100 Voices, 1,000 Laughs. And kind of the show theme is the soundtrack of our lives. And what that means is, I kind of started realizing just how important music is to all of us. You know, we all have memories that are formed through music.
It's so true.
Sometimes we can hear a song and it will just take us to a place
nostalgic.
that we haven't been in 20 or 30 years.
Yeah.
And that's really what the theme of the show is about let the puppets decide what their soundtrack is.
Of course, mine is Disney.
Oh, that's
Disney.
why I love you, Winston.
Yeah.
Okay, what's your favorite Disney song?
Oh, Under the Sea, of course.
gosh, of
But I rewrote it. It's called Down at My Pond.
Yeah. And he does a parody of Under the Sea called Down at My Pond.
I love it, and we can't wait for it because it's going to be in the new show.
It is in the new show.
You know, and speaking of music, we have to bring this up because we were talking about it before we got this interview going. You did an incredible cover of We Are the World, that hit 80s song, you know, that was for charity, helping to raise funds for children.
USA
in
for Africa.
Yes,
Yes.
USA for Africa, that's right. And it's mind-blowing to watch this because
Thank you.
impersonated 19 celebrity voices. During
Singers.
that. Singers, yeah.
with
voice
puppets.
singers.
So I had,
Puppets, yes.
this is many years in the making. So we started working on this years ago. I started working on the voices and getting everything, I had to learn how to sing them without moving my lips.
Which is incredible.
Which was very difficult to learn to do. And then I hired Steve Axtell, who made Vicky the Cougar.
Okay,
And
Vicky.
we all love Vicky the
Oh,
Cougar.
Vicky.
She's in
We'll
the
talk
show, by
about
the
her.
way.
Oh,
Yeah.
Vicky.
If you want to meet a real cougar, come to see the show.
We're saying Vicky's going to get in trouble one day.
She is.
Always
she
trying
is.
to get these young men.
She's, you know what? She seems to like it, though. You
It
know.
works for
She
it.
says, I say, do you make them wear latex? She says, I am latex. So she
Let me tell you, Vicky's one-liners are something else. Okay, she has a drink and a cigarette, and
That's
she's
right.
ready to roll.
That's right. And she's very funny.
She's
But yeah,
hilarious.
so I hired the same guy that made Vicky, and he made these little rubber puppets they're latex puppets that are he calls them dinkies, but they're actually the celebrity heads, like a caricature of the
And
celebrities.
they really look like them,
And
too.
yes, and so that's where you just go to YouTube and you can type in Terry Fader, We Are the
Yes.
World, and you can see the whole thing.
And we need to contact the Guinness Book of World Records who were saying that, because we don't
do.
think anybody has done anything like this and probably won't be able to do anything like this.
I don't
I'm
think
just
so.
saying.
I think I've got the record of doing
love it.
19 impressions of celebrity singers
Yes.
with puppets without moving my lips. I think I should be in the Guinness Book of World Records.
Absolutely. Listen, I loved all of them, but I think some of my personal favorites, I love the Dionne Warwick.
Ah, yes.
I mean, it's so hard to impersonate her because her voice is so distinctive,
It is.
right? Michael, always a hit. I love Dated Michael. Diana Ross and Michael together. were great. And you know, one of my personal favorites, I love Willie Nelson. Your Willie Nelson is so good.
That's one of my favorites too.
Oh
to
my
do Willie
gosh, I
Nelson.
was like, yes, bring Willie. It's so good. And you know, part of your cast are these celebrity puppets that you impersonate and you incorporate into your show. I mean, you have, like I said, Willie Nelson, you have Elton John.
Yep.
Gosh, you name
And
it.
Willie does a little bit in the new show. We've got David Bowie and Elton John. We've got the Rat Pack. So of course, you know, we're in Vegas. You got to have the Rat Pack. So we have Sammy, Dean, and Frank.
Oh my gosh, I
And
love
it's
it.
the show is just really, it just makes you feel so good. And one of the best parts, it's at 5 p.m.
Hey,
so
Fader
Fader
at
at 5.
5.
Yes.
There we
and the reason
go.
I love that is when they offer me that slot, I'm like, this is my dream slot.
Yeah.
Because first of all, it's a family show, so you can bring the
Yes,
kids
which is
and still
great.
have
I
dinner
love
and get them in
that.
bed by 7:30.
See,
you know, it
that's a
doesn't get
win-win
better
for
than that.
parents.
Yes. And also, it's a win-win for me because I haven't had a life in 17 years since I started in Vegas. And now I'm done. And if my wife and I want to go see another show or go out to dinner or do whatever, you know, I like to drive to Disney. So after my show before, it would be over at 9:30.
Can't do that.
I wouldn't get there until 2 a.m. Now I can get there at 11.
Oh my
and
gosh,
it's
I
like
love
my
it.
dream.
So
I love
you
this.
can have a little bit more Terry time.
Yes.
Have a life outside of the show, even though we love you on stage and could probably keep you there all day and all night. But still, it's important for you to enjoy
It
and have
is.
some me
It
time
is.
too. I mean, we consider you one of our own.
Oh, thank you.
And
Oh,
you
she was
too,
talking to me.
Oh, sorry.
You too.
Yeah.
Listen, what are your thoughts on this new show, please?
Oh,
we
it's
haven't had you in the
fantastic.
conversation.
It's so much fun. There's a lot of good technology.
Yes, you know, it's really interesting because I've been in theaters, amazing, great theaters here in town, loved them, but I really wanted to find a theater that could give me a mix of technology
Yes.
along with the talent of the ventriloquism and the impressions and everything, the puppets. And that's what we're doing. And when you see what we're doing with it, it's going to knock your socks off. It's incredible.
Love it.
We mix technology with just the organic talent of ventriloquism and puppets. So it's not like just a puppet show. There's so much more.
Well, not only is he bringing his show to the city, it also won him a special honor.
It sure did. Hey, and if you want to watch the rest of that interview, we should mention the
Perfect.
extended version. You can scan the QR code. But speaking of that special honor, the mayor awarded Terry Fader with the key to the city.
And that's pretty rare.
That is so well deserved. Kudos to you, my friend. They call him the triple threat because he's a ventriloquist, he's a comedian, and he's an amazing singer.
He is. He is. A lot of people
Incredible
don't know that
singer.
about him.
Yeah.
Well, you know, Mayor Carolyn was not the only one busy. Mayor Oscar recently was honored for his foresight and his vision in creating the National Museum of Organized Crime and Law Enforcement, otherwise
it.
known as the Mob Museum. And he was honored right here at City Hall. Goodman is the founding visionary behind the Mob Museum and a member of the board of directors. For his creative vision, he was recognized with a 2024 Historic Preservation Award from the City of Las Vegas at City Hall recently. The mayor managed to purchase the building from the federal government for $1, with the understanding it would be preserved and used as a cultural center. Former Mayor Oscar Goodman believed the history of the mob, which was mostly hidden from society, as well as law enforcement's takedown of organized crime, would fascinate the public, and he was right. The museum has won numerous awards over the years, including being named one of the top 25 museums by TripAdvisor and one of the top 10 things to do while in Las Vegas by National Geographic. The museum opened its doors Valentine's Day of 2014. Of course, that's the anniversary of the famous Valentine's Day Massacre, where members of the notorious North Side Gang of Chicago were massacred on February 14th of 1929. Isn't that pleasant?
Yeah. Well, we're kind of biting things up a little bit, shall we?
Well, let's talk about something pleasant, and that is hiking in Las Vegas, but being careful hiking in the heat. We'll be right back.
Hey, let's check out this park. Oh, wow, that's really cool. To find a great local park or forest near you, go to discovertheforest.org.
Welcome back to City Beat. Las Vegas and the surrounding area have been designated as one of the top spots for outdoor activities such as rock climbing, hiking, mountain biking. But we need to keep in mind that those activities are really only good at certain times of the year and at certain times of the day. Our summertime heat and our monsoons can be dangerous. We caught up with someone from Las Vegas Fire and Rescue who responds to search and rescue calls to find out how you can get out there, enjoy what Las Vegas has to offer, but not become a 911 call. Hiking in Las Vegas has become so popular because there's something for everyone. There are challenging trails and rock climbing and easier paved trails for those just looking to get a little cardio in a beautiful setting. Hitting the great outdoors is ideal here in our valley. Well, about 8 months out of the year anyway. But from late May through September, the challenge is not only found on the trails, but in the weather, from extreme heat to monsoon season. We spoke with Captain Tim Garrett of Las Vegas Fire and Rescue about the top things to keep in mind if you plan to head out any time of the year, particularly during the late spring and summer.
So I think the most important thing is water. It's all going to be based on the weather, depending on what time of the year it is, but you want to make sure you have plenty of water. What people don't realize is even when it's cooler out, the cooler temperatures, your body still loses water just by breathing. Then you throw a little bit of heat into that, you start sweating, you can become dehydrated relatively fast.
Hydration is important, but so is fuel and protection from the elements.
The other thing is food, a little snacks here and there, and then proper clothing. So in the warmer months, you want to make sure that you're wearing maybe a little bit lighter clothing. Winter months, make sure you have a jacket with you because it can become cold relatively quick. And then sun protection, whether it's hat or sunscreen.
Before you leave, let someone know your plans for the day and when you expect to return. Then finally, check the weather.
Before you go out, I think that's part of your pre-planning your hike is checking the forecast. As everyone knows that in the summer we can reach temperatures well above 100 degrees, and in winter we can reach freezing temperatures pretty quick, especially up in the higher elevations. Also a big thing is flash floods during monsoon season. Flash floods can happen really fast. Even if it's not raining where you are, you can still fall victim to a flash flood pretty quick.
These safety tips are not only meant to keep us safe, they're meant to keep those who look out for us safe as well.
Help keep our rescuers safe, and just don't go out there hiking. You got to remember, for some of the heat-related illnesses, when you're hiking in the summer, we could be out there for 3 to 4 hours, go on a hike, our rescue crews, and then once we're done with that, we come back to the station, and we're still expected to perform our firefighter duties, such as fighting fires and running medical aid. So just if you do feel the need to hike in the summer, start early and end early.
Captain Garrett says it's also a good idea to either wear bright colors or carry something bright in your backpack. That way, if you need to be rescued, if you get stranded or lost somewhere, it makes it a lot easier for rescuers to find you. Well, something else that seems to happen in the spring and summer is our cat population just seems to explode. Well, last year, the Animal Foundation captured, fixed, vaccinated, and released about 2,000 cats back into our community, and they're expected to do the very same thing this year. It's called the Community Cat Program. Crystal Allen rode along with them on their latest rescue mission.
These cats are leaving the Animal Foundation and headed home. But they won't be returning to an owner or getting adopted. These are free-roaming cats without owners. They're called community cats. They were trapped.
Horse.
neutered, and will now return to the areas from which they came. The Animal Foundation calls it TNR, or Trap, Neuter, and Release.
Hi, babies. Are you ready?
This brings us to our first stop. These cats are going back to their cat communities, vaccinated and neutered.
I know, we're home. We're home. You ready?
Being neutered makes them less likely to fight, spray, roam, or yowl. It helps to keep the noise and disruptions down for their human neighbors. It's a successful trap, neuter, and release. Before heading to our next stop, we come across Ariel Perez and his cat sanctuary.
Everybody's got their own plate, their water, and their space.
He's what the Animal Foundation calls a caretaker. It's a person who feeds and cares for community cats, but he cares for these cats responsibly.
Yeah, we don't mind having them as long as they're neuter, because the next thing I know is going to get out of control.
Another benefit to having neutered community cats?
I don't have a problem with mice, rats, or anything.
We're home.
On the final stop of our ride-along, this little guy wasn't too eager to be released.
Don't you want to go home?
But a quick move to a more secluded spot, and
You got another friend. There you go.
Oh, there you go.
There you go. Good job, friend.
while these cats are neutered and vaccinated, some may question why they're being returned to the community. The answer, according to the Animal Foundation, is quite simple.
If you try and adopt out an outdoor cat, they're gonna be trying to get outside all the time. They just don't want to be confined into a house.
Taylor Kroll is a feline program specialist with the Animal Foundation. She says community cats fall in a few different categories. They can be feral, which means they've returned to their wild state, friendly, or somewhere in between. She points to friendly cats playing an important role in the cat community.
The friendly cats will get fed, they won't eat all of it, so these scared feral cats will come in and finish off the food, and then that warms them up to the community as well, and they're less likely to try and attack.
That's because their basic needs are being met. And if your neighborhood has a cat community that's getting out of control, the Animal Foundation says give them a call.
I just hope the community can continue to be patient with us. There's always so many cats, and we're a small team, but we pack a punch.
Well, as we all know, the Animal Foundation is not just dealing with a lot of cats right now. They're also dealing with a lot of dogs being brought in, and they are always looking for good people to become foster or forever parents. So please stop by the Animal Foundation or any shelter, really, if you're thinking about getting a furry family member. Well, we don't just take care of our animals in this community. Of course, we take care of our people, too. And recently, the city of Las Vegas awarded the Just One Project $50,000 for the American Rescue Plan project. And this is enabling them to move into a larger facility and expand their services. Crystal Allen has that story.
Put the single here.
At this drive-through pantry, bags stay moving as the line of cars
There we go.
keeps growing. It's another busy morning for volunteers at the Just One Project. CEO and founder Brooke Neubauer says the organization connects more Nevadans to volunteer opportunities than any other nonprofit in the state.
Volunteers are literally the coal that keeps this train moving.
Food for all. It's the mantra driving the nonprofit's food program. That includes this grocery giveaway at its home office and more than 50 pop-up and give mobile locations around town.
We have over 400 volunteers across Southern Nevada on one Saturday a month in a 3-hour span, and that helps us serve over 6,000 people in a 3-hour span.
That's enough people to fill council chambers at Las Vegas City Hall 10 times.
There we go. Good job.
Twice a week, you'll find Velvet Williams and her students volunteering. Williams is a special education teacher.
Our students, they love to give back, they love to help.
She's part of a program helping students ages 18 to 22 transition into the workforce.
It also just helps them learn employability skills like working the line, using, stocking the products or filling them with boxes. So it just helps them for everyday skills and then for their future. They love on our students, they believe in them.
The Just One Project believes in a future closely aligned with the needs of the community. It recently moved to a space with more than 23,500 square feet. It sits off Rancho in Decatur.
As you're serving 20,000 people a month, you kind of need a little space to do so, right?
Located on site is the no-cost community market. It offers fresh fruits and vegetables and a variety of household staples. The organization even grows some of its own veggies through hydroponic farming. That's gardening without soil.
The price of food is going up so much that I need to help at the end of every month.
That's Stanley Rice. He came to the Just One Project needing help. Now he's helping others, volunteering twice a month.
And I love it because I like to help people. And I get so much help from them, I just want to give back.
Food may bring people in, but the help doesn't end there.
I love that they have the case managers on site. And as we know that somebody is food insecure, they have, other struggles that they need support with. So having those supportive services are incredibly crucial.
The organization also connects its clients to quality housing, both for those without homes or those lacking stable housing. It also helps people getting into or returning to the workforce.
Okay.
Back at the grocery giveaway, the volunteers are still hard at work. And helping others through the Just One Project keeps these volunteers excited to come back and serve.
We're kind of a vibe. We kind of like it.
We are going to take a quick break, and when we come back, there's a whole new group of people who have helped build and improve this city who are recently honored. Find out how when we come back.
You want a great rideshare experience? Don't ride with us. But if you drive after drinking or consuming cannabis, this is the ride you're going to get. Plan a ride, or we'll pick you up. Paid for by the Nevada Departments of Public Safety and Transportation.
Congratulations to the City of Las Vegas Employee of the Month, Brad Elliott. Brad is a combination plans examiner and also serves as an outreach specialist in our community. Along with his busy plan review schedule, Brad is actively involved in the city's plumbing and mechanical industry. He's a member of the Nevada Board of Plumbers and works to ensure that this industry is updated on the building codes and that a good working relationship is established with the city. In addition, Brad is also active in plumbing apprenticeship programs, assisting young members of the trade to familiarize themselves with the city's rules and regulations. Brad was recently awarded the 2023 Government Member of the Year by the Southern Nevada chapter of the International Association of Plumbing and Mechanical Officials. For his hard work in and for the city, we tip our hats to Brad Elliott, the City of Las Vegas Employee of the Month. Welcome back to City Beat. Well, Legacy Park just welcomed its 2024 inductees. These are trailblazers who have helped shape this city in many ways and in many fields, from medicine to education and much more. Crystal Allen was there.
I'm really in awe.
Legacy Park welcomed its 2024 inductees. They are trailblazers who helped shape this community. Their families stood with those still with us and on behalf of those who have passed on. They represent a long list of firsts and fights for progress.
You have put in some work that many of us, frankly, don't understand. Not only do we not understand it, we don't even know about it.
Starting off the 2024 honorees, Curtis R. Amy Sr. and Ruby Whiten Amy Pilot. He was the first Black miner. She, the first Black window decorator at a major casino. During the struggle for integration, the couple boldly gambled, dined, and stayed in strip hotels to bolster the movement. Years later, they opened the first nationally franchised business in the historic West Side, a Dairy Queen.
When they walked in the community and saw things that needed to be done, and we said, can you help us? They said yes.
Also honored, Dr. Frederick Boulware. He was one of the first black doctors on staff at the Mayo Clinic. He went on to become one of the first black doctors in this community. The neurologist created the first CT scan and permanent MRI scan labs in this city. Another distinguished 2024 honoree, Rosalie Boulware. A longtime civil rights advocate and NAACP executive board member, she's considered an icon in workforce development. She helped secure millions in grants for displaced, formerly incarcerated, and underrepresented workers. Making their mark on generations to come are Otis R. Harris Jr. and Sylvia Tisha Fish Harris. He integrated the Nevada test site as the first African-American firefighter and was the first black executive for the Las Vegas Convention and Visitors Authority. Miss Harris made history participating in nonviolent protests like the Greensboro sit-ins in North Carolina. She later served as a dedicated voter registrar and worked at the West Side School for nearly 30 years. Our next honoree is a native Nevadan and a Super Bowl champion with the Oakland Raiders, now Las Vegas Raiders, Mr. Frank Hawkins. Hawkins is a successful businessman and a passionate leader for affordable housing and development. He was the first African American elected to the Las Vegas City Council and served as NAACP president for numerous years.
And they kept going with the ability that God gave them.
Also honored, the first African-American deputy city manager and chief of community services for the city of Las Vegas, Lisa Morris Hibbler. She serves on numerous social and community organizations. She's also a champion for underserved children, working to reform inequities and dismantle the school-to-prison pipeline for African-American boys in the juvenile justice system.
Each person honored here today has left a positive impact on someone's life, whether it's through personal values, an accomplishment, or an action that has defined who you are.
2024 inductee George Simmons Jr. made his imprint, designing the first mall in the historic West Side, the Nucleus Plaza. And he played a key role in the design of subdivisions in the community. Simmons also served as a board member for the West Side Federal Credit Union, creating financial literacy and money management programs for youth. Our final inductee is Wendell P. Williams. This longtime educator turned lawmaker became the first African-American speaker in the Nevada Assembly and chaired the Education Committee. He ushered in numerous pieces of legislation, including rebuilding schools in the historic West Side and establishing Nevada's Dr. King holiday. He also founded the Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Committee and Parade and has a school named in his honor.
And those conversations about your journey and your rich history on this earth will forever live on.
The rich history and invaluable contributions of these trailblazers will forever live on. They are forever enshrined and memorialized in Legacy Park.
A big congratulations to all of the inductees. What a great honor. You know, another big celebration held recently in the heart of downtown was the 23rd annual Las Vegas Juneteenth Festival. It was held on June 16th in the hopes of reaching out to more in our community with music, food, health screenings, and much more. And as we go to close, Guy Penalisi shows us the sights and sounds. We'll see you for the next City Beat.
When my parents were my age, Juneteenth was not a federal holiday. And so I'm literally a part still of history now because it's only been a couple of years. And I got this big old voice and all this gift and entertainment ability. I should be using it and also to give back to the community and work with the community because this is my holiday.
Let us march on till victory is won.
Basically, this is really when Black people got their actual freedom. July 4th is for the country, but we didn't really have independence at that time. It wasn't until what happened in June that we finally had our ability to really live free.
Find out what's going on all over the city of Las Vegas by subscribing to the City Beat e-newsletter. Simply scan this QR code to get a preview of each show twice a month.